Hello everybody, welcome back to Spill the Tea Lou. Apologies, we are 7 minutes late today. I think that might be my record for being late. I am going to start being more on time. I'm doing my best with it, but I was hungry and I was eating a half a battered sausage while also talking to Ash, while also trying to make technology work. And the thing I used for the camera decided it needed to update when I turned it on to use it as a camera. So we had a few items that needed addressed before we went live. And I think 7 minutes actually might have been a world record to do that many things at one time. Obviously, as you can see, Ash is with me. Ash NUFC, I'm sure somebody, I don't know if it'll be Flossie, I don't know if it'll be a guess. They were on a race the last time, who's going to get the link in the chat. I did not even do a thumbnail for this video. By the time people watch it, if they're not watching it live, there will be a very pretty thumbnail, but I did not do a thumbnail prior to actually being live because I was in work today. It was dreadful. It was worse than what is happening at all of the football clubs combined. I am actually the real crisis. The real crisis is me, because I had to go back to real work. What we're going to do, we're going to try and stick to the plan today. We're going to talk about the matches we didn't talk about, which won't take very long because they were boring as hell. But then we do also have a lot of other things to talk about. I have a little thing a little nugget I found on John Hassam's channel, and I'm going to take it into our show. We're going to pull it apart because I don't feel like it was somebody said it was like a passing comment, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. But it was bad about Liverpool, so I don't think he wanted to talk about it. So we're going to talk about it. We are obviously, well, Ash is going to talk about Chelsea. I'm not going to talk about Chelsea because if I genuinely talk about Chelsea anymore, people are not going to believe I'm a Manchester United fan anymore. It's just that they're chaos at the minute. Do get your votes in. I do have a poll. Let me see. Is my poll oh, I've distracted myself because I opened the window to see the poll and then I could hear my own voice and it literally just completely threw me. Apologies about that. Just stoppage because all I could hear was my own voice. But yes, so I have a poll. Which club is in the biggest crisis? Liverpool, United, Chelsea, other. If you're saying other, get them into the chat. I did see Rob earlier on. He mentioned Spurs. I'm pretty sure he said Spurs. And before that, I think he said Bournemouth. Bournemouth have had a drastic fall off. And let's face it, Spurs are going nowhere fast. At the moment, we have which club is in the biggest crisis? We have lads. Get voting. What is this despicable carry on? Get your votes on the poll. How can we know who's in a bigger crisis if you don't tell us? Me and Ash are only here to see what you have to say. We don't know what's happening. If you haven't gathered, me and Ash are not organised. We don't know what's going on. So at the moment, as it stands, Liverpool 33%. United 17%, which I think is incredibly flattering. Chelsea 33%, and other. Oh, it's changing live. We've got 29, 29, 29, and 14% for other. It's like watching a horse race. Imagine, you know, when they be like riding the horse with the jockey. I'm not even joking. That's what it's like, lads. It's Chelsea's 44%. Okay, I'm going to be distracted. It's all happening. Keep getting your votes in. We're going to keep coming back to that. That was all very exciting. It changed twice while I was looking at. There's crises all over the place. Love it. And I love the fact that my team isn't winning the crisis race. Thank you very much. Oh, I see Jay, I see Marv, I see Mama, I see Guess. Obviously, I saw Rob and his comments earlier on. I see all the people in the house. And I think that is nearly 4 minutes of me just waffling. Welcome to the show. As well as getting your votes in, please do also smash a like after the show's finished. Do go and subscribe to Ash. He is just a wonderful human, constantly joining me on the channel. And there's Huge. Everybody's in the house. All the fun friends are in the house tonight. Just what we want. Organised chaos. Flossie, that is exactly what it is. The best kind of chaos. The kind you know is coming, but you can't stop it. Ash. So we're going to look at these games. It probably won't take us long because, as I said, it wasn't particularly exciting. We've other exciting things coming after the games. That is the one thing that I forgot to add to the page when I was setting it up because we were so busy looking at the screenshots. Lads, stay tuned. We have some serious business coming about Liverpool. And I'm telling you now, Chelsea's distracting everybody over here, sacking their manager. Liverpool, I'm telling you, that's the button I'm pushing for the crisis. But first, football. matches. Can everybody see? Sofa score, excellente. So let's go through the matches one at a time. Crystal Palace Fulham. I did not watch Crystal Palace Fulham. Did you watch Crystal Palace Fulham?
No, well, I was watching the Liverpool game. I tuned it in. I tuned it in at times, but I went to see the score. I think Spurs was 1-0 up. I'm pretty sure, and then I saw Fulham's
Spurs were
equaliser
1-0 up in the Crystal Palace Fulham game.
Sorry, I'm too busy looking at Palace Fulham on your screen. No, the Palace was up, and then I saw Fulham equalise. That was what it was. I think Fulham scored quite late on in that goal, actually, in that game.
Let me pull it up so we'll have a look, because I have no idea what happened. So let us take a look. So first, 39 minutes. Oh, yeah, I did see this. I'm a complete liar. I did see this Mateta goal. So Mateta made it 1-0 in the first half. They went in 1-0 down or up, depending on what side you're looking at half time. And then it was only in the 80th minute that it became 1-1. Obviously, it changes all over the place. But yeah, so Fulham were actually winning for a large part of the match. And actually, the attack momentum, the first half, you had more Palace. Palace ended quite well. Did I say Fulham were 1-0 ahead? Palace were 1-0 ahead. Ignore me completely. I can't even talk. And then it swings and roundabouts.
At least you said a team that was in the actual game.
That's true. Spurs were at no point were Spurs 1-0 up in this match. Not in this one. But yes, so go on. You tell me, because that's as much as I know about this match.
I saw some highlights. I saw little bits. I was more paying attention to the Liverpool Leeds game because I thought that was going to be the more interesting one. Like, as you can see from that game, both teams only had 3 big chances. They both scored a goal. I think it was probably a fair result, to be honest.
Who did you think was going to win going into the match? I forget.
So do I, but I personally, I thinking about it, I probably would have thought Palace should win. But both teams have been scoring. The only reason I would have said Palace is because Mateta has been looking quite good recently. Although Fulham, Harry Wilson's been looking really good over the past few games as well. But I would have just said Palace because they're at home. Obviously, it is always a big difference maker in games like this. I put them sort of even, and then normally if whatever team's at home normally then edges it from me.
Well, if you'd asked me a few weeks ago, I would have said Crystal Palace. But Crystal Palace have had such a drop-off, and then Fulham scored all of them goals recently. What I actually went with in the predictor game was I put 2-1 to Fulham. I can't remember what we said on the stream, but I did the predictor game the morning of the matches. So it was a little bit more, I had more time to ruminate. But to be honest, 1-1 probably is a fair enough result between them two teams. Now, we'll go Liverpool Leeds next. I, like you, thought this match was going to be very exciting. I thought it was complete dross. I thought it was incredibly boring. I thought they were as bad as each other. I actually had put, and it was probably a little bit of hope in there as well, I had put Leeds to beat them. I definitely thought there was going to be goals. I definitely thought there was going to be cards. I thought it was going to be back and forth. I thought both teams were going to score. I had high hopes for this match, and it was complete and utter dross.
So I've just had a look. So I put 2-2 for the Palace Fulham one.
Oh,
and
okay.
For this one, I actually thought Liverpool was going to win 4-1. So, yep. I mean, I've been looking at the things that I thought for this day of games. Like, I thought Man City 3-0. I thought Brentford 3-1. So every single score that I said was wrong, apart from the fact I said that Palace and Fulham would draw, but it was still a wrong score.
Be all right. Be all right.
The game surprised me. I thought Liverpool would have been a lot better than what they were going forward. They looked. They definitely looked like the team that was more likely to score, which of course you would think that with them being at home. And then
I don't know. They've not been very good recently.
Because Dominic Calvert-Lewin scored, didn't he? But it was offside in that game.
Yes, but it was like a mile. It wasn't even like a
Yeah,
close one. It was like a mile offside. Do you know what I did find interesting though when I was looking at it? Dominic Calvert-Lewin wasn't in the starting lineup. He scored 7
yeah,
goals in the last 6 matches. Like I
I
didn't.
know.
I find it now. I know. Is it Fark you call their manager? He came out
I
and
don't
said
fuck.
basically they have to manage his minutes. Essentially, because he's a wee bit older, he's a wee bit injury prone. Essentially, my impression was he cannot play 90 minutes, and they would rather use him as an impact sub, which almost worked rather than.
Do you know how I took it, Lou?
Go on.
I just took it that he threw in the towel before the game started. Like they weren't expecting to win at all.
No, I understand what you're saying, but I've watched a few Leeds matches and he's been subbed on in a number of them. This isn't the only match. I actually think he was subbed on at like 60 minutes in the last match. He seems to get subbed on or subbed off. I haven't seen him play a full 90 minutes, and I've watched 3 or 4 of their matches now, and he's not playing a full 90 minutes. So if it was just this match, I would 100% agree with you, but it's not. He's being subbed on and subbed off regularly. So I think it's a case of fitness. I think it's a case of he can't play 90 minutes, which means he's not the one for us, lads, because we need a striker that can play a full 90 minutes as well as score goals. But 7 goals in 6 games up before this was absolutely unbelievable. So you do kind of think, he's not in the starting lineup. He comes on and nearly makes an impact. Do you know what I mean? A really strong impact. But what I also want to talk about, and maybe you did, maybe you didn't see this, right at the start of the first half, the penalty shout for Ekitike. I don't know who it was that was wrestling with him in the box, but your man basically had him in a bear hug, like he was holding him and he was pulling him, and
2 arms around him.
Yeah, and to me, the one was given for Semenyo and Estevao, which was much, much, much less contact. It was like a nick of the 2 legs. So my thing is, if the one was given for Semenyo and Estevao, I cannot understand how that one wasn't given on Ekitike, because it was a lot more contact and it wasn't fleeting.
So this is my issue with this one. I wholeheartedly agree with you. It 100% should have been a penalty, but the only reason why it wasn't was because he didn't go down with the contact. If he went, and that was the problem, was because he was which, like, of course, I rate that as a striker, that you're still going, you're trying to score. Of course, you want that. However, it's the same with what Voltemada did. He said, when he got forearmed by Gabriel in the Arsenal match, the thing that he actually said, because this was something kind of stuck with me, and it's the same with the Ekitike situation. He came out and said, I'm not that kind of player to go down in something like that. Whereas like other players would, and it brings attention from VAR to the situation, and it causes a ref to make decisions. Ekitike, in my opinion, should have went down from the contact. He had both arms around him, bear hugging him. Yeah. It was a blatant penalty and a yellow card.
So. And I'm never going to stick up for Liverpool, but it was definitely a penalty for me. I couldn't understand. And I don't feel like there's been a lot of talk about it. I haven't seen a lot of it on social media. I haven't seen a lot of it on YouTube. Normally when something like that happens, and to me it was really quite blatant, it's everywhere. There's outrage. But the fact that Liverpool have just been so poor and potentially should have, should be winning against Leeds anyway, I think they're distracted. People are distracted by other things. But to me, that was a poor call. It should have been a penalty.
No, 100%.
Especially when you look at the one the day before.
This is the problem, is we're calling out refereeing problems all the time. It's a massive issue. I would say from this game, probably one of the reasons why this stuff wasn't spoken about that much was because of how dross the entire day was of football. And I will say, in this game, Frimpong, I think, had the best performance I've seen of him in a Liverpool shirt. He looked really, really good. So him on the right was, I was quite surprised, and I thought he looked very good there. Of course, should it be spoke about? Yes. I was watching, actually, it came up again about the ref watch on Sky, where they talked of it the next day, and because it was brought up about the challenge, that Semenyo had against, and then it was against the Gordon one as well, and it was like apparently they said the Gordon one was 100% a red card, a penalty.
Penalty, definitely.
I think how it comes to me is, I just think VAR we need to scrap VAR for half a season and get these referees to actually start refereeing the game, because I just swear to God, they forgot how to ref.
I think they've gotten very lazy. They're afraid to make the call because their attitude, I see Ultra and I see Wills in the house. Nice to see us, lads. Get stuck in. Vote in the poll. Who's in crisis? I should have put me on there as well. But yeah, I think actually refs have become reticent. They don't want to make the call and then have to be overruled by VAR. They're actually just, essentially, they're not really reffing the match anymore. They're sort of playing it safe. And you'll see often, even in something that's a clear red card, the ref will give a yellow because they're like, well, VAR can always step in and upgrade it or tell me to look at the screen. So I'll just give a yellow and see. And I think they've gotten very lazy, and they're becoming a bit sort of shrinking violets, which is not like them, because in other ways they're so in your face.
Yeah. Do you know what? I've just remembered about this game, which needs to be spoke about. Ekitike's header, his miss, when it had an open net, and all he did was head it. It was a defensive header. It went back towards the flipping the
wasn't as good as your Voltamada header.
I don't even understand how he did that though. Like, the net is directly next to him, and he pinged the ball the opposite direction. Like,
I don't think he had a particularly good game. And do you know what it is? I don't like to criticize a player like that, because when they've had such a good season and they've more or less carried their team all season, I think they're allowed to have an off day, and I think all of the rest of the team should be picking up that slack when that player has an off day, because they carry you the whole rest of the season. So book your ideas up, wee pal. But what I wanted to say, and the reason I want to bring this up, because it reminded me of two other goalkeeper kicks. Did you see there was a point kind of around 30-35 minutes where Alisson literally kicks it straight in front of him into the midfield?
Yeah, was it Ampadu? Yeah, Ampadu. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
At all.
I was gonna say Ampadu. Ampadu had an absolute shocker with that. He should have scored that. He shot into the middle of the goal. There wasn't much pace on it. I was watching Daniel Sturridge and Micah Richards actually talk about that, because Daniel Sturridge was saying like he should have just kind of put his laces through it and aimed for the opposite side of the goal to where Alisson was, because at the end of the day, if you're going to do it like that, he's going to save it. You may as well try and go for a shot that, if you hit it anywhere on the right near where the post is at some pace, Alisson's not getting to that ball.
But what was Alisson doing? He almost scuffed it when he kicked it. It looks like he almost scuffed. But that's
he kicked it with the outside of his shoe.
This season I've seen something like that, and I couldn't think of the other games. Now I have a big notebook here, so it's in there somewhere. But the reason I specifically made a note of it, I was like, that's definitely the third different goalkeeper this season that I've seen make this kind of mistake, where they're trying to pass it out from the back quickly, and they're doing silly stuff.
Well,
and it really
this is the issue.
Punished.
This is the issue. Is the whole problem with Pep's system is playing out for the back. And what does everyone do? They try and copy Pep's system, and it results in players like this. And there is a big keeper that always comes to my mind about this, and he's a little keeper that used to be in your net that always made mistakes like this. Onana always used to try and pass it out to the back, and he would always go to the opposite position. Yeah, and the issue is, right, someone like Alisson, he can do that. However, he's been out injured for a fair bit of time. So for me personally, I would just prefer him just to boot it up the pitch.
Do you think that fed into it, Ash? The fact that he's been out injured for a while, the fact that his understudy has been performing quite well, do you think he wanted to kind of come back with a bang and show that he was the guy? He could, I can do this and he can't. Do you think he was overperforming to try and put his mark back, I'm the number one, and made a mistake? Because if that had cost a goal, that's what we've been talking about.
Yeah, I mean, he's been back for a little bit now, but he definitely should not have done that. Like, it's at the end of the day, if that was a better team, they would have finished that.
Yeah.
Like,
if it was on another day, Ampadu could have finished that. I think we might have finished that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm to be honest, I don't know why the Leeds players weren't actually more annoyed with Ampadu, because I would have been absolutely fuming the fact that he only did like a little P roller. It was like you're flipping your goal against us.
I'll tell you what, though, I think they're very lucky that it wasn't, say, a Dominic Calvert-Lewin that felt it, because then you were goal down. Do you know what I mean? And it's that those small things of who it falls to. It's just, yeah, but it was something I wanted to talk about because when I saw, I was like, what is he doing? And it's so out of character for him. Do you know what I mean? But it was, yeah, like that was really, I thought it was quite a stop-start first half as well. There was a lot of fouls. There was a lot of free kicks. There was a lot of, you know, it was very start. There was no rhythm going. And I think, to be honest, that probably did suit Leeds better than Liverpool. Not that Liverpool are getting much of a flow going this season, but normally that's how it is. The challenging team comes and sort of breaks up the play of the better team as such in this type of match generally. But what I have written down for the second half is Dominic Calvert-Lewin is subbed on. Dominic Calvert-Lewin scored, but it's offside. Very, very boring game. That is the entirety of the second half.
That probably does sum it up, to be honest. It was a very dross game, and Liverpool should not be happy with their performance at all. Like, no. I'm just looking, like, they, in the second half, guess how many big chances both teams had?
Oh God, probably 0 each.
They both had 0.
That is brutal.
That is shocking. Especially like Liverpool at home. They had 71% possession.
Yeah.
And neither of them are getting a big chance.
71 and no big chances is actually horrendous. Now, we're going to come back to Liverpool. I want to finish going through the matches and then we're going to come back to Liverpool. But I also see we have some good chats coming in. So I want to keep a look at them as well. Now, this isn't about the matches, but I don't want to lose these things. So we have Ultra coming in. Ultra is a United fan. And he said, Sky Sports say United are looking to sign Blair with this window. I'm confused. Do you know what? You're not confused. Sky Sports are confused because there's no chance we're signing anybody this window when our manager is sitting in his presser saying, no, we're not in talks with anyone at the moment. We're not planning on buying in this window. So I actually think it's Sky Sports that's confused, not the rest of us. Oh, and he's followed that up with Amram is that clueless and doesn't have a clue about talks and transfers within our own club, or Sky Sports talks that word. I would say it's a bit of chocolate ice cream. So Wills is saying, yeah, it's double standards. Oh yeah, this is a good point that actually I got distracted and I want to come back to. It's double standards. Players will get booked for simulation, but get nothing for not going down when fouled. It's a big reason players start diving so much. And I think that's a really, really, really important point because we give out all the time the game's gone soft. We give out all the time that players go down for nothing. The theatrics of it, the dramatics, give that man an Oscar, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But the end of the day, there is absolutely no reward for not going down. He should have got a penalty. And because he was honest and didn't throw himself on the ground and have a roll around, he got nothing. If he had thrown himself on the ground, he at least gives himself the chance of getting the penalty. And if he doesn't get it, he doesn't get it. He got absolutely 0. So we are literally incentivizing the players to do the thing. Well, we're not. The refs are incentivizing the players to do something that actually the fans of the sport don't enjoy, because we want the game to be safe, but we also want it to be robust. We want it to be a physical sport. We want it to have a bit of rough and tumble within reason. And the fact is, like, when a player feels they have to go down as dramatically as they do, then it takes away from that because it's like you're soft. You know what I mean? That's the thing. And I actually think it's the referee's fault. And I mean this referees in general, the PGMOL, the whole lot of them, because exactly what Wills has said here, it's a complete double standards and we're incentivizing them to behave badly, essentially.
Yeah, no, I like that take. It's very true, to be fair. It's definitely it's something that's annoyed me. And not to mention, I am already on the refs anyway towards simulation because they keep on, because the thing is, right, a player will go down for simulation. They'll give a foul to the other team as a goal kick or whatever, but then not give a card. And I'm like, how can you say that's simulation and not give a card? Because that's what's meant to happen. It's everything. Just refereeing just needs to improve massively.
It does.
In all aspects. But yeah, I think that's the issue is, right. I think when a player knows. But also at the same point, players get known for diving and not. So the likes of, say, Dan Burn, when you saw him get injured, you know he actually is injured because he never goes down injured and stuff like that. Same with Altamada. If he gets a tackle and it's a bad tackle, you know that's because something's actually happened. I'm really surprised Ekitike didn't go down. I mean, of course, you prefer to try and score a goal instead of leaving it up to a 50-50 on a penalty and leave it up to a refereeing decision. But yeah, for me, he definitely should have went over.
Well, do you want to know how smooth I am, Ash? Real smooth. Now that we're speaking about terrible, questionable refereeing decisions, I would like to speak about Brentford versus Tottenham. And I would like to talk about a young man by the name of Romero. Now, did anybody in the chat watch this match? Brentford versus Spurs? Because I did not care going into this match who won. It was irrelevant to me. Obviously, we love Arcade and Jimbo, lovely people, but genuinely going into this match, I didn't care who won. There you go. Danny is in the house. Danny is a Leeds fan, and he is being very honest and saying the ref was bad. So I think that's as close as he's going to get to saying that should have been a penalty. So Danny in the house being very, very honest, which is fair because it's hard going when it's a team you don't like. But genuinely, Romero, he should have been sent off probably twice. I honestly... I put in the group chat, this man is like a cat with 9 lives. I couldn't understand. So right at the start of the match, it was only about 10 or 11 minutes in it. He goes in on Shadow. He clears about of it. No attempt to play the ball. No card. Nothing. He wasn't given anything. Okay? And then the game carries on. He's making questionable foul after questionable foul, and you're going, surely he's going to get a yellow card, even just for accumulation at this point, because he's conceding free kicks. And it got to the point where the captain for Brentford approached the referee multiple times and was like, how many more times is he going to get away with this? The referees were speaking to each other. The commentators were commenting on the fact that the referees were speaking to each other about what was going on with him. And then was the second half. Let me see. I don't want to get this wrong because I just couldn't. There were so many of them. I had to write them down to keep a track of the number of insane things he was doing. But so, yeah, at the start of the second half, he brings down Igor Thiago. Igor Thiago, he's still the second highest goal scorer in the Premier League this season. And he takes him out. There's legs flying everywhere. There's tumbles all over it could have been, now, I think a straight red would have been harsh because I don't think you can say it's a denial of a clear goal scoring opportunity because they were only just into the half and they were kind of on the right side of the pitch. So it wasn't that if he got through, he probably would have had a good chance, but you couldn't say he definitely was going to score. But at the very least, it should have been a yellow. And quite frankly, after the Shadow one and the accumulation of fouls, it should have at least been a second one. And if you were feeling really harsh, it could have been a straight red. So we should have had probably 3 yellows in the match is what I would say. I couldn't believe what he was getting away with. And he's their captain. I give out about Bruno Fernandes because I don't think he's captain material. But I'll tell you what, I'd take Bruno Fernandes flinging his arms in the air over that bloody liability, running around the pitch, just chopping people out of it. And can I just say, he's already had a red card. He had a red card, not the last match, the one before that. Sure, he got sent off for being a complete psychopath. Do you not remember, sure, he was rowing with the ref. He got 2 yellows in that match. He lost the run of himself. How? Why? Oh, there's our Chris. Hello. Nice to see you, friend.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Lou. From my point of view, I've just watched it back again because I remember watching. I remember which foul it was after half time.
Yeah,
and he's that. To be honest, because he actually is the last defender. I could see that being a red card just because
he didn't even get a yellow.
I know the thing is, it's 100% a foul, no doubt about 100%. It. It's the issue is right. He just completely missed the ball. And I know right. Referees obviously do a few different things. They decide whether they try to make a play for the ball. If they didn't, obviously he had the ball technically in his control. Like if he just took it down and passed it, but he didn't. He tried to do some spectacular clearance, completely takes out Thiago, misses the ball. takes Thiago over with him because of how he goes down, it's a straight up red card and a free kick. To be honest, it's only
a menace.
It's only a red card because of him being the last one. But yeah,
so far this season, look at the state of that. 7 yellow cards. This was a second yellow, so 8 yellow cards. One of them was the second yellow for his red card and a red card.
And do you know what the craziest thing is? He didn't even get a yellow card this whole game.
No, and he should have had 3 and he didn't get 1. Absolute insanity. And I can't understand it. Like, you see the likes of wasn't it Nottingham Forest have gone to the PGMOL and requested clarification on some of the decisions that they were making in the City game. I mean, if I was Brentford, I'm following suit. I'm asking for clarification. I'm asking for the voice recordings because they were talking about it. The commentary team were talking about it. I think even the commentary team were shocked. Like, it was mental.
So normally, if like a player does like a foul or something, it's not like tactical fouls where it's clear yellow cards. Normally they do like 2 of them, and then the referee gives it on the 3rd one or something, a yellow card on the 3rd one or something like that. He did 4 fouls, which is a stat that is only classed as a foul when the ball gets like stopped for play, where it actually it's given as like a free kick to the other team. So he actually committed 4 fouls in that game that was actually stopped. So say that foul that he did on the 56th minute, that wasn't even classed as a foul. So it's all of this stuff. It's like, the fact he didn't even get a yellow card in that game was, I think, really shocking to me.
Really shocking. Really, really, really poor refereeing.
Yeah, I think
the game overall, I didn't think was particularly bad. It was just specifically Romero. It got to the point where I was like, what is going on? Like, is the referee blind? I would have been really mad. If I was Brentford, I'd have been absolutely furious.
I can't lie. There was a fair few games this weekend that I thought the refereeing was absolutely dreadful. Like, did you watch the Man City Sunderland game?
No, but you go ahead, because actually that's the next thing we're going to talk about anyway. So essentially, just to round off Brentford Spurs, to finish 0-0, the first half I thought was 50-50. The second half I thought Brentford were the better team. And I think they should have been playing the whole second half as the better team against 10 men, because that was right at the start of the second half. So I think Brentford have been robbed in that game, and I think Romero should be suspended for being a maniac. But anyway, that was the gist of that game. Sunderland City. Ash, you take us through it.
Well, first of all, I need to say this: the referee in this game was absolutely shocking. Like, he was probably worse than the Spurs game. Like, he was absolutely dreadful. It's Jared Gillett is the referee of this game.
That's exactly where I was going. See how you read my mind there. There he is.
Yeah, he's the referee of this game. He basically, the reason why he was so bad, like, you can take it as this was good, I guess, if you're watching the game. He was letting everything go, but in the sense of, like, there was blatant handballs and stuff, and he was just letting the game carry on. It was very bad to watch. It was kind of a game of 2 halves, I would say. Sunderland looked better in the first half than Man City. Man City still looks good in the first half. But yeah, they probably should have scored a few goals. Haaland had a chance that was sort of towards the middle of the box. He kind of hit it straight at Roofs. It wasn't like him. No, normally he would have easily buried one of those games, but one of those goals. It was quite funny, to be fair, to see Robbie absolutely bully. I think it was Ruben Diaz. He was like having a run in towards the goal, and he absolutely bodied him with his strength. Sunderland, to be fair, like I said, they've been very well at home. There's only 2 teams in the Premier League that's not lost a game at home yet, and it's them and Arsenal. So their home record's really good. So it doesn't surprise me that the City struggled to get a win, to be honest, if you go off that. But in the sense of how many players they've got in AFCON and their injuries, City
They're
should
missing
be
a
winning this
minimum of
game.
7 players.
Yeah.
Sunderland
But-
are missing a minimum of 7. And can I just say, this is Sunderland that everybody was saying, oh, it's not sustainable. Oh, well, we're not going to talk about Sunderland because they're not going to be there halfway through the season. It's only been a few matches. We can't take them seriously. This is a newly promoted team with 7 players either at AFCON or injured that have held Manchester City, the great Manchester City, to a draw. And the amount of people that I've seen, the same people that were saying, oh, let's not talk about Sunderland, that's not very realistic, all of a sudden are downplaying the fact that they have just held Manchester City to a draw while missing an enormous amount of players. And I just think, some people are determined to ignore the smaller clubs because it's not glamorous. And you know what? I think they're absolutely missing the mark completely.
Yeah, the thing is, Sunderland at home is as a Newcastle fan, I hate talking about them as Dave said there, but I have to give them props. They've looked really good at home. They have. Michaela, sort of what was actually done was very, very surprising. They left him to do one-on-one defending, man marking, left him further back up the pitch against Haaland, which you would never think let just one person deal with Haaland. But I'm not gonna lie, Michaela literally had him in his pocket the entire game. Like,
he was in my FPL team at the start of the season when I was still doing FPL. He was a points magnet. So he's been very good this season. I haven't watched him, but he's been racking up the points in FPL. I don't know if he still is because I'm not playing it anymore, but he was. So if anyone was going to do it, that's the guy.
Yeah, he looked like, honestly, he probably saved Sunderland quite a lot just with how well he dealt with Haaland. One thing I will say, Man City, Rodri came off the bench, so he's back and he looks okay. He looked pretty decent, but still a while, needs to get his fitness back up. Doku looked okay as well. Savino looked pretty shit, to be honest. They definitely need someone a bit more creative, which obviously they get Anyo in, so I'm sure he's going to help deal with.
They're looking to move Savino on anyway, are they? Is that who they're looking to move on?
Yeah, I would like to think so because he's not looks good this season.
Well, do you know what, Ash? Just while we're talking about that, we are having a bit of a crisis of our own on Spill the Tea, Lou. And you know what that crisis is? I've just looked at the poll. The poll, Ash, now says, so before Liverpool and Chelsea were tied for the biggest crisis ever, apparently Manchester United can win a competition this season, and it is the competition of the biggest crisis in the whole Premier League. So Liverpool now have 20%. Chelsea have 30%. We have other at 5%. And in pole place, numero uno, Manchester United, 45%. That's nearly half of the votes, lads. We're falling apart. We are falling apart.
It's interesting that, because to be honest, I think if you do think about it, in the current state, it is 100% Chelsea, no matter which way you look at it, because they don't have a bloody manager. So
you know what? I think my team would be better without a manager because I think we would actually just turn up and win a match.
Potentially, yeah.
I think our manager is holding us back at the minute.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I think some of the things that have came out regarding Chelsea kind of highlights the problem that they're having with their system. How the manager isn't a manager; he is just a head coach, and it's one of the reasons why Maresca's actually been sacked and stuff. And mutual decision.
Mutual me backside. He wanted out that door.
Yeah, the issue is, right, he won. Like, it came out for the medical staff that basically he went against their recommendations of what he told, like, some players like Cole Palmer shouldn't have been playing as many minutes as what they were telling. And this is the issue, is because the way that Chelsea's set up, he isn't a manager, he's a head coach. So he's meant to listen to the medical staff in that regards, which as a manager, normally they have the freedom to be able to do that, but obviously it caused issues. So personally, I would actually think Chelsea's probably in a bit more of a crisis at the moment, just because their lack of discipline with their players, always getting red cards. They don't have a manager. It's looking like they're going to be getting Strasbourg flipping. What's his name? Bloody Ronier or whatever his name is. Rosnier. Liam Rosnier.
Everybody's saying it differently. Rosenior. He sounds like what's that sword called? Excelsior.
I keep thinking of
Rosenior.
flipping Fournier in bloody boxing, which is also a bad.
And
do
you
not
laughed at me. Yeah, at least the letters are the same in my word.
Kind of Rosier. I don't know. I can never say it, but the thing is,
Ior, Eor. I mean, Eor, the donkey. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. We have to stop because I'm going off track. I have a question for you since we're talking about managers and mayhem. Do you think, and actually this is actually sort of linked to Maresca, Manchester City, I'm just going to reiterate, Manchester City drew 0-0 with Sunderland, newly promoted with 7 players out. Drew 0-0. Do you think the rumours that Maresca is going to join City at the end of the season and therefore Pep is going to be leaving have affected the City players? Because nobody has made the connection. But I mean, as much as it affects Chelsea to lose their manager, the City players are going, Maresca's coming here. Pep's leaving in the summer. I mean, surely there's some sort of a link there, no?
I mean, potentially. There's always going to be a slight link. Again, I don't think Maresca is going to be the person that replaces Pep. I think it's more likely to be Company or maybe even Xabi Alonso. It's a bit more attacking-minded players. I don't think Maresca is going to be that person. He's not shown he has the ability to kind of deal with that level. Because, like I said, the way Chelsea operates, he gets told the players he's buying. He gets told, like, it's a very weird system that Chelsea has. I don't think he's able to step up to that level.
I don't think, and I agree, and Marv agrees with you here as well. I do. I think it's going to be Company, if I was making a guess at this point. But the fact that the rumour of Maresca's link has come out, it more or less confirms that Pep is going to be leaving at the end of the season. So I just thought it was curious because when those things come out, we do talk about does it impact the players? And it was just a link I didn't see anyone making. It was very much like that's Chelsea's mess and this is Manchester City over here. And I just thought, given the proximity of the rumours to the match and some of the players did underperform, I just thought it was interesting. I don't think it made the difference in the result. But I just wonder, was it in their heads? Do you know what I mean?
I mean, it could be. Like, I saw a thing that Pep got asked again about whether he's staying or whatever, and he didn't look very happy with the question. So, of course, I mean, it's going to eat into their thoughts and the players. They're going to be thinking, is Pep going to still be staying? Is he going to be here at the end of the season? Of course, it can affect performances.
Definitely, 100%. But now that we're speaking about coaches, I'm just seamless tonight. Absolutely seamless. Unbelievable. So, since we're talking about coaches, let's talk about set piece coaches. And so I was watching the lovely John Hassan's channel the other day, and somebody, I can't remember if it was in the chat or one of the panelists, but somebody made a little throwaway comment. And I thought, oh, look at this little nugget. And somebody said that Liverpool had the worst set piece record, essentially, in the whole Premier League this season. And I thought, how have we not heard about this? I mean, if Manchester United had the worst defensive or set piece thing in the league, we would not stop hearing about it on the daily, and it would be the reason we should sack our manager. And I just thought, nobody's talked about this. Maybe it's not true. Maybe they're just being a wee bit dramatic. But let me see, because I want to put the right one up first. Is this the one? Most set piece goals conceded, excluding penalties. So throw-ins, free kicks, corners, set pieces, except penalties. In Europe's top 5 leagues. So it's not just in the Premier League. This is in Europe. Liverpool are numero uno with 12. 12. That would be the same as Bournemouth. The same Bournemouth that I've been saying are dross for a few weeks. And Nottingham Forest, the same Nottingham Forest. How many managers have they had? 3 at this point? Are they still in the relegation zone as well? Let's see. No, they're not. They're
They're down there,
17th of 20. So they're like a few points out of relegation. And Bournemouth are only 15th and 17th. And then we also have West Ham, who are in the relegation zone. Cologne, who, I mean, let's face it, they're not even in the Premier League. But there's Liverpool, right up at the top.
Do you know what's quite surprising? That Wolves isn't there. Wolves has conceded the most goals. How are they not? How are they good at set piece? Like, I mean, I guess maybe they don't have as many set pieces against them, perhaps. But
maybe their set piece goal training isn't brutal. And I did find it very interesting because I heard that little snippet, that little nugget, and I thought, I know who'll like to hear this. The people on my show, because if it's cheered me up, it'll cheer them up. Sorry. If Bwinny is in the house, apologise, friend, but close your ears now. This part's not for you. It's the stuff of nightmares. But recently, Liverpool sacked, parted ways, let go of their chief set-piece coach, trainer coach, and the work is going to be distributed between the rest of the coaching staff, essentially. They're not going to have a set-piece coach. And I would suggest this disgraceful record might have had a lot to do with that. So I understand the players are copping a lot of criticism. Slot is rightly receiving a lot of criticism because I don't think he's the man for Liverpool. But can we just take a moment for the set-piece coach man that just parted ways with Liverpool? Because apparently he was complete and utter dross.
I mean, it is pretty crazy that's if you actually look at it, that's like nearly half of their goals that they've conceded this season.
It's terrible.
Which is kind of mad to think about, actually.
Why is nobody talking about this? Why did it take me, listening to Don Hassam, being a workaholic, to find out this information? Because Lord forbid I would go and do my own research. At least I credit the people I take the information from. But this is insane. Nobody's talking about it. Why is nobody? These are the reigning Premier League champions.
You know what? I wonder if there's maybe a reason, because a lot of that would have been down to Mamadashvili. Their part-time goalkeeper that they basically had, their second backup goalkeeper while Alisson was out. Whenever I watched him, he always conceded more goals than what he should have. Probably wasn't as commanding in the box. So that will always have a effect on it if like your number one goalkeeper isn't there. So maybe that's one of the reasons.
This is Ash's masterpiece, because Lou is not good at XG. So for all the XG fans out there, Ash is going to take us through this because the numbers don't mean anything to me. So Ash is in control of this segment.
So, XG, basically how you look at it, normally that's like clear-cut chances. So if a team has 2, they probably should have scored 2. Like, so you'll say the likes of like Haaland, his goal output, he scored 19 goals this season, which is crazy, by the way. He has like a 17 XG. So he normally has higher goals than what his XG is, but they're always around about the same. Like Mateta has scored 8 and has 11 XG. Voltemada has 7 goals and 6 XG. They're always very similar. So it's a good way to say, but how this table, for instance, shows how resolute a team is from corners. So to say like Newcastle and Arsenal there have only conceded, and we've only got an XG of 2 as corners. So if a team heads it, it's normally not going in, or there's a very low chance of them scoring basically from it. We're very good at defending, which surprises me because Liverpool's up there. But that's from corners. Corners aren't just the only thing from set pieces. Obviously, there's throw-ins, there's free kicks, penalties, all of that stuff still classed as set pieces. So, but it's interesting to see this. Obviously, the kind of top 4 teams there being Newcastle, Arsenal, Liverpool, City, all good at defending corners. You can say it from, and Brentford. So you would like to say that it all kind of has an effect.
Ash, Wills has a question for us there. You might be able to find this quicker than me. Can we see how many Liverpool conceded in the entirety of last season? Is there a way to find that out?
In the last season, I can try.
Yeah, in the 24-25 season. Yeah, I'll admit that's exactly what we're talking about, that they've sacked their set piece coach. And this is clearly a big part of why. Which it just all seems to go under the radar, and I don't get it. Flossie is celebrating the fact that you are top with Arsenal, top of the table, the wrong table, but top of the table. I'm going to pull this one back up just while you're looking for that. But what's Ultra saying? Ultra has left us a comment. What does it say? It's the only way you can score against a solid team. The worrying thing would be to concede a lot of goals from open play. That means other teams runs like butter on their defence. I would suggest, Ultra, you should be concerned about conceding any goals. I think it should be, I don't think it matters how they're being conceded. I think you should, if you're top of any of these sort of most goals conceded lists, you should be worried. I mean, I'm amazed United aren't up here because we've conceded an enormous amount of goals. We're clearly conceding them from open play, which has not been good. That is also a worrying trend. But I just thought it was very interesting that Liverpool are top of this and have in fact sacked their set piece coach. So clearly this is the kind of thing that the clubs are monitoring. Because otherwise, why would he be? I don't know if he was officially sacked or if they parted ways or whatever, but I mean, wow. He's not there anymore.
So they conceded 9 from set plays the whole of last season, which only one of them was a penalty. So yeah, that's interesting.
But so they did 9 for the whole of last season, and they're already on 12 halfway through this season. Great question. Who was that? Will's put that in. Great question from Will, because that's interesting.
Actually, technically, it would be 8 from last season because that one of them includes a penalty.
Penalties, yeah, and this includes penalties. So 8 the whole of last season, and now they're like on 12 already.
Well, yeah, I think the issue is that it all comes down to how the teams have been. Like, obviously, Liverpool last season was so much more dominant. They had the ball. Salah looked absolutely unstoppable. He was scoring. So obviously, if you have more possession, you're scoring more. You're going to have less. You're going to concede less chances.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just I guess it's they've obviously seen the
next one.
Yeah, go on.
Let's go. So this is net goals from non-penalty set pieces. So this includes, as you can see, the ones that were scored and the ones that were conceded. So a net positive or a net negative. And as we can see here, Liverpool are also the worst on this table. So they're on the other side of it, but they're the worst. So they've only scored 3. And as we know, they've conceded 12. I mean...
Yeah, it just means that they're much better at open play, to be fair. Which, to be fair, Liverpool, I would be more surprised. I'd be more surprised that Liverpool did more set piece goals, because how you know Liverpool is they have a lot of the ball, they score a lot of chances from open play. So that was kind of how I thought. Arsenal, obviously, they're at the top. They're very good at conceding, like you saw from the XG one, like as well from before. And they're very good at defending set pieces, and obviously they can score them. So it's interesting. Spurs only conceded 2 set piece goals this is entire season, actually,
but
which is actually quite surprising.
Number 3 on the list there, most non-penalty set piece goals in the Premier League this season. Manchester United, set piece FC. Give us more corners and free kicks, lads. Get them in the back of the net.
Do you know what
mental?
Do you know what's so mad about this whole thing to me?
Go on.
Where Wolves, they've only scored 3 and conceded 5. Like, what the hell is going on with that team?
It just means they're conceding everything from open play.
Open play. I know they're getting flipping pulled open. Jesus.
But I know obviously all the goals count, but I just, in the context of what was happening with the coach, I thought it was a really interesting thing to look at. What I would just like to say, Ash did all the research on this. So I came to Ash, I said, I found this nugget of information. It's very interesting, but I'm going to need some help. And Ash found all of the graphics for me because that's my strong point is ideas. I think of the ideas. I know what we're going to talk about. We make it happen. Ash is the stat man. So if I say to Ash, I have an idea, but I need some stats. I need to know if it's real or if I've made it up. And so Ash goes along and he does the research for me. So as I said, folks, make sure you're subscribing to Ash NUFC because Ash does a lot of this kind of stuff and it's really, really interesting stuff. And I just get the benefit of it when he's on the shows with me, because otherwise what we would have had was me just talking about it theoretically. But now we have actual facts. So Ultra is giving you the hearty eyes. Those are, I mean, it's good stuff. Yes, Wills is shouting out Liverpool on 3. Liverpool have only scored 3 set pieces, excluding penalties. I think that's crazy because that means not only are they conceding loads of them, they're not scoring very many.
Yeah, I would say when you thought about Liverpool and set pieces, you would always think Virgil van Dijk's are very, very good at them. So he was always one of those people that you would get the ball up from a corner and he would score normally from being so dominant in the box. So I guess that does show why the set piece coach needs to go. They're conceding a lot and they're not scoring a lot. So yeah, I think to be fair, it's definitely the right decision getting rid of someone like that. If obviously there's quite blatant problems, you would expect them to probably be the other way. They would have scored 12 and conceded 3.
Well, you know, but imagine him going to. I mean, maybe he's already got his next job, and that's where he's gone to. But I mean, imagine going to your next job, and they mean like, so tell us about your experience, and then just pulling up this table in the job interview, and talk me through the fact that you're really bad at your job. But I do think it shows the fall off of the Liverpool defense this season as well, because to concede 12, to be like this one here. This is most set piece goals conceded, excluding penalties, in Europe's top 5 leagues, in the whole of Europe. That's dramatic. I'm just astounded nobody's talking about this. I would also like to say hello to Sachin, who has just joined us. Hello, wee friend. Nice to see you. But yeah,
it's so funny though. Seeing that at first, you wouldn't even think it's like, or if it's Europe's top 5 leagues, because it's like majority Premier League teams there.
And then Cologne are on a list that they don't want to be on.
Yeah, they're just chilling.
So Wills has put this out. So let's talk about this, Ash. What are your theories? Wills says, I wonder what changed since June. Going from the best to the worst is crazy.
Like I said, I think I've said this so many times. The biggest issue is the fact that the goalkeeper changed. Alisson got injured. Having Mamardashvili, he's looked terrible at the back, like when he was in. I think people really do forget about how bad he was. I remember I looked up some of his stats and stuff, and he was conceding way more goals than what he should have done. This is the problem with just having not a great keeper. It also then had a mental mind game with the defense, because I always say this: if you know full well your keeper is likely going to be saving one-on-one chances, say like Lemens has a mental block kind of it creates on your team. If you know you've got a good keeper, your team plays better. They can play a bit further up the pitch because they think, oh, do you know what? I rate our goalkeeper. He's likely gonna, if the ball does somehow get past us, I know he's got a good chance of saving it and stopping it. Mamardashvili is completely terrible compared to Alisson. So that's probably why, I, in my personal opinion, I'd think. Obviously, I think if you look throughout the whole team, every single person's got issues. But yeah, so Mamardashvili, his goals prevented is -2.3. So he's prevented less, like 2 less goals than what he should have done. He's been bad.
Terrible. I thought he was all right. That's absolutely terrible. Also, why is nobody talking about that? Ash, it takes you and me to uncover the real dirt.
Well, I did. I've mentioned this in the past because I looked up why, because I was trying to break down why Liverpool was having sort of the issues the way they are, and I kind of put it down to Mamardashvili, to be honest, which is why I said I thought Liverpool will become good again when Alisson's back in. I just think having a an elite level keeper does so much to the whole team's mentality.
Yeah. Well, it does, but it's the mentality of your opponent as well. Because if you're facing an Alisson versus if you're facing kind of an unknown keeper as such, it makes such a big difference. Like, it makes a difference in defense knowing who's behind them, and it makes a difference to the opponent to know who they're coming up against. But Ash, we are going to do our predictors, but there's something else I wanted to show you first. Grok has been getting in a little bit of trouble on X lately for doing silly things. He has a lot of trouble for doing silly things. Okay. But on this one, he did something quite funny. So, can we all see what it says? Apologies to the Arsenal fans because we have a few of them in the house. It's just a bit of fun, okay? So, this nice man, Hugo Noseball, on X, who I don't follow, says, Grok, remove the smaller club from the picture. And he has put a picture of Manchester United and of Arsenal. And so we scroll down, we scroll, and then we see good old Grok has come in and removed Arsenal.
Yeah, I really want to see if there's been one done for my Newcastle Sunderland.
Check it out. So remove the smaller club from the picture. Grok comes through. He comes in clutch and he removes Arsenal. Sorry, Arsenal fans. Grok has done it. Nothing to do with me. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just letting people know Grok is a Manchester United fan. And it really tickled me. So I thought I would share it with everybody. And Sachin is saying Grok is right. Do you know what? I agree. You see if you can find one for Newcastle Sunderland, because honestly, it might make me cry with laughter.
No, because the problem is I'm really scared to look at it.
Sunderland, imagine. So Wills is fine. He's not crying. It's totally fine. Maybe Siri is an Arsenal fan. Do you know what I mean? We got Grok. Maybe you got Seri. We'll see. Although I like Seri. You can have one of the bad ones. Who's a bad AI? Let's not go down that path because that could get dangerous. But we are going to do the predictor, but I'm a complete idiot. I forgot to... Did I? Oh, wait, no, maybe... No, I am. I'm a complete idiot. I still didn't send it to myself on this computer. So what we're going to do is wait and see if Sachin is coming in hard and heavy. Sorry, Ash, but Sunderland are a bigger club at the moment. I would change if the Saudi can change that though. So yes, guess is correct. Stay away from AI. AI is bad. Grok has been seriously misbehaving. I am not promoting the use of Grok because he has been bold, but I thought it was funny. It made me giggle. Ash, when you're done deciding whether your club is bigger than Sunderland or not, can you please pop up the wee linkeroo for the predictions? Because we have just finished talking about the matches. They're just over and there's more of them to come. I can't keep up with the amount of football. And apparently either can the players because they're all bloody injured. It's almost like somebody said at the end of the last international break, we're about to see a whole lot of injuries. I said it and now it's happening. But God, Ash, we've got through a lot this evening. We've got through a lot. I talk fast. And yes, Alanma is saying, thank you very much, Ash, for the stats. Very, very interesting reading. And it is. It's very, very interesting reading.
You've always got to take stats with a pinch of salt, don't you? Because sometimes stats. I think it's always important to take. You can use stats as long as you use context behind them, because
true.
Stats can just be completely misleading.
Yeah, that's true too. Way to keep on schedule. Yes, Marv. Let's get this one up. Way to keep on scheduling. Look at me go. I'm on fire. So.
Do you want me to send you the link or do you want me to put it?
No, so you type it. You're doing such a good job there controlling it. You absolutely right. Do you know what I had a wee look at the other day?
All right, I've
shared. Had a wee look to see, because you remember our lovely footy judge Mo sent a
Indeed.
raid through recently to us, and he was very kind to do so. So I had a look at how do you raid people, because I keep forgetting other people are live after we are live, like Don Hassam and Fuddy Judge Mo, or that are on MHF, their giant channel. They're normally live after we are. And so I was thinking, sure, if we send a wee raid to whoever's live when we're finished. But I don't have that option. I'm in the place where it's supposed to be, and I actually don't have it. So what I think is, YouTube thinks I am the Sunderland. They think I'm too wee, and I shouldn't have that option.
See, apparently, I think you need over 1,000 subs. So everyone subscribe.
I need 1,000 subs to be able to do a raid. Lads, everybody gets subbed. Tell your mums, tell your aunts, tell your uncles, don't sub on your kids. They don't want to watch this. But tell all your friends, share it to everybody, peer pressure people, spread the word. I am above nothing. Whatever it takes to get us to 1,000 subs so we can start raiding people. We'll be everywhere. We'll be bringing the tea all over YouTube. Anyway, now that we've done the creepy voiceover of the show, let's do our predictor. Woo! Lads, I would just like to let everybody know I am stone cold sober. I was working today. All I have had is some food before the stream, my half a battered sausage, and a can of Coke. Coca-Cola, the drink. Just to be clear.
I was going to say, what are we talking about?
Just letting everybody know. Oh, I need to take this down so people can see the screen. Okay, people, there is 14 of you in this room.
It's one crazy show.
Crazier than usual, Flossie.
Lou's having a battered sausage and flipping Coke. It's going down
Ash,
today.
have you done any talking in this show? Because I feel like I haven't shut up. Is there anything you would like to say that I haven't brought up? Now is your moment.
I think you've done all. I think you've done enough.
In the good way, obviously. Okay. No, we had 14 people. Oh, we're at 13. We dropped to 12. I was like, people don't want to do the predictor. This is the best part of the show. It's the part where I'm quiet. Right. So let's get into it before everybody just runs away from the crazy lady. I'm a crazy cat lady, Ash. What did you expect? And then they gave me internet. Imagine. So,
God.
Aston Villa are going to play Nottingham Forest at 12:30. The predictor's a liar because it's in the wrong country.
1 hour. 1 hour ahead.
Tomorrow, Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest, 12:30. Aston Villa let me down. They got absolutely bloody smashed. Let me down entirely. So are they going to bounce back or are they going to wallow in it? Has Unai Emery broken a TV? So what do we think?
I will say Forest also had a stinker. They lost 2-0 to Everton at home.
That's also a stinker, you're correct.
But I will say Villa is at home. They're probably going to bounce back. The chat are saying 3-1. I'm personally thinking it's going to be a 1-0 or a 2-0. I don't think there's going to be a lot of goals in it.
Right. Well, Jay says 3-1. Marv says 3-1. Guess says 3-1. But she also thought United were going to beat Wolves, so she doesn't trust herself. Wills is just saying I'm mental. Behind the dugouts, reckons Aston Villa are going to bounce back. But behind the dugouts, give us a score. What score will they bounce back with? Sachin is saying 2-0 Villa. Oh my goodness me. Everybody's going with Villa. 2-1 behind the dugouts. Okay. So we've 3-3-1's a 2-1. Wills is going 2-2. Mr. Sniff is going the other way around. He reckons Forest are going to do a madness and beat Villa 2-1. I don't know what I think. The majority is Villa win, and we have 3-3-1s. Board Dave boys 3-1 with 4 3-1s. Get 3-1 in there. It's done. The people have spoken. Okay. I actually need a Footy Judge Mo gavel so I can bounce it on the desk when we're ready. It's like last shout. Okay. Bang the gavel. You can type the score in. That's what we need. Props. We need props on this show. Now, Brighton v Burnley. Lads, it's only Friday. I have to go to work tomorrow. I would just like to let everyone know I have to go to work tomorrow. So when you're all enjoying this, I'm going to
I know.
work.
It was so weird. Like, so I was back at work just for the day. Like, probably 80% of people took the day off as well. So it was just a very quiet day.
Kate and
was...
Jimbo, Kate and Jimbo were in the house. And I saw, who else did I see sneak in there? I'm sure I saw Patrick Lynch. Patrick snuck in there. Everybody's in the house. Everybody is here. They're just in time for our predictors. And people, don't forget to vote on which team is in the biggest crisis, because that poll should still be going as well. I want to know. But yes, so what are our predictions? We have had 2-1 Brighton, 2-0 Brighton, 2-1 Brighton. Okay, we think we're unanimous for Brighton. 3-0 Brighton. Ooh. Brighton seems unanimous. What did you say for me? Oh, Mr. Sniff has covered all the bases with 0-0 or 4-1.
I can't tell if that 0-0 is just his eyes. Like, he was surprised he put 4-1.
Maybe it's like Happy New Year, Patrick.
Yeah, Happy New Year, everyone. Yeah, I can see Brighton winning this game.
2-0. Right, okay, so we're going with Brighton. We're unanimous for Brighton. Did I see a lot of 2-0s in there? 2-1, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-1. Right, so close your eyes and pick 2-1 or 2-0.
2-0.
Wolverhampton Wanderers, the mighty Wolverhampton Wanderers, who wandered into Old Trafford and took a point. So, Wolves, West Ham. Are Wolves about to double their points tally for the season? Are they about to hammer West Ham? See what I did there?
I did, but I will say both of these teams got draws against you.
Whatever. Okay, at least we're not 14th.
Yeah, listen, right. Do you know what? Listen, neither are we. We're 13th, actually. Get it right.
Well, congratulations, wee friend.
Right. Do you know what? Everyone's saying 1-1, and I agree, because that
not everyone. Don't skip poor Jay.
Well, that was the score.
Kate and Jimbo.
That was the score that both of them had against you. So
Ash, I think you might have conveniently skipped a number of predictions there to suit your little narrative. So I'm going to call them out, because apparently you are, what's that called? Selective hearing. You're selective blind. So we have got a 1-1 from Guess. We've 1-0 from Jay. We've 2-1 from behind the dugouts. And Wolves' first win of the season, Nuno is also going to get sacked. Behind the dugouts is coming in clutch with all the predictions, letting us know. Then we have Mr. Sniff is saying 1-1. Kate and Jimbo are saying 1-0 to Wolves. Patrick Lynch is saying 1-1. Wills is going crazy. He says 2-1 West Ham. Rob is saying nice things about Hussam. We will always encourage giving compliments to our favourite fraud. Marv is saying 2-1 to Wolves. Alanma is saying 2-1 to Wolves. Sachin is saying 1-1. Wills has corrected his score to 1-0 West Ham. He went crazy and then he went slightly less crazy. So that's I think we've more Wolves. We've more Wolves. I think we might be going 2-1 Wolves.
There's 4 draws.
Yeah, but I like this one. It's dramatic. No, okay. What have we actually got the most of? Did I not scroll down all the way? Hello. Oh, and Jared. Jared is in the house. Jared is very good at predictions, because Jared is in the prediction game that I play, and he is doing almost double what I have. He is very good at this. So he says 2-1 West Ham. So we've 2 for West Ham, Wills and Jared.
To be fair, Wolves are shit.
Yeah, but do you know what? Sometimes if you will things into existence. Go on, right. What's the most? Have we got more draws or more wins? Are you okay?
Right, so.
Lads, Ash has lost it. He can't count past 4. So we're just going to have to give him. He's the start man. I'm here to enter.
I said there's 4 draws. I'm trying to count the rest.
Jay's on to the next one. You need to hurry up.
Right, well, it's been 4 for Wolves.
Okay. And 4 draws. We need a tiebreaker. Someone just put Wolves or draw. First person to get it in.
And there's also been 4 for West Ham to win. So
was there actually? Right, tiebreaker. We just need one person to type, and whoever gets it in there first, fastest finger first, that's what we're going with. So somebody just West Ham. Jared was fast. So Jared has put West Ham.
Was it? Jay was before me when he said draw.
Oh, no, you're right. I didn't see Jay, right? So Jay said draw.
Hey, now who needs their eye testing?
Well, I was going to say I wear glasses.
I was going to say, so do I.
2 blind bats. Right, and so Jay's original comment was a win for West Ham. He's changed his mind due to peer pressure. Right, we're going draw. Put 1-1 in there. Right. Bournemouth Arsenal, and I saw somebody already had a goal in here, or somebody put Arsenal.
Jay said 3-1 Arsenal.
Right. Okay, lads, I know it's getting a little bit messy. We're only 4 games in, but Bournemouth Arsenal, please give us some.
1-0 own goal.
I like this. Mr. Sniff, 1-0 own goal. Excellent. I love the specificity that's coming in with these. I'm telling you, Mr. Sniff and Behind the Dugouts, they are giving us all of the details.
I will say this is probably going to be Semenyo's last game for Bournemouth.
Yeah.
So could he potentially put on a clinic to say goodbye?
He's also an Arsenal fan. So is he going to be checked out?
Yeah, but he's going to Man City.
Team that he loves anyway.
Yeah, but he's going to a title race contender.
Maybe this is the consolation prize to Arsenal. He's not going to play very well in his last match. Or do you think, Bournemouth's at home, so it is going to be in front of the home crowd in his last match. He wasn't very, and he's going to be mad. He gave away I'm trying to talk myself, Ryan, but I think Arsenal win this.
Yeah, no, I think Arsenal will win this too. Bournemouth have not looked great recently. Their form they looked amazing at the start of the season, and they've just been dropping off. So I think it's going to be an Arsenal win. It might be only like a 2-1 though.
So Mr. Sniff has 1-0 for Arsenal by an own goal. Behind the Dugouts is saying 1-1. Guess is saying 2-0. Sachin is saying Bournemouth 3-2. Marv is saying Arsenal 3-1. 2 corner goals. Alanma is saying 2-1 to Bournemouth. Oh, it's very mixed.
Oh my God. Imagine if it was 1-0 to Arsenal and it's Semenyo that gets the own goal.
Oh God.
That would be...
That would be dreadful.
Yeah.
You'd be glad you were leaving. Jared is saying 2-0 to Arsenal. Wills is saying 3-0 to Arsenal. He's on the hopium. His words, not mine. I think Arsenal by majority.
Yeah, definitely.
It's what scoreline we want to go with. Winnie is in the house. He skipped the whole Liverpool segment. I would just like to let everybody know. Oh, and I got Sachin by mistake. I would just like to let everyone know Winnie is a Liverpool fan, has entirely missed our Liverpool segment, and has arrived in time just to put this 4 own goals from Gyökeres in.
Bear in mind, he's only scored 5 goals. He's only scored 5 goals in the whole of the Premier League. Including penalties.
Sachin has a good point. It's not only if Semenyo's fired up, the whole team might be fired up to give him a send-off. So that's a good point as well.
Yeah.
But right, I think we have Arsenal as
I think
we have Arsenal, right. So what score are we going with? Because we got some mad stuff in there. David, stop getting ahead of yourself. We're an Arsenal Bournemouth. Get your score in. Quick. We're waiting on you. And then we'll get to you.
I could see a 2-1 to Arsenal. That Bournemouth do manage to get a goal. Maybe it is Semenyo, but I do think Arsenal's probably more than likely going to win the game.
I reckon. Do you think this could be a high scorer? Because Arsenal's defence isn't as good as it used to be at the start of the season. Do you reckon 3-2 or do you reckon 2-1? Do you reckon nil? Is there
the thing is, Gabriel and Saliba are back for their partnership. They look a lot better against Villa.
3-1.
Yeah, sure.
Let's go for it.
Leeds, Man United.
Yeah. Now, David put in a comment. He just jumped right into it. So he put in a comment here. Man United will beat Leeds 3-0 and Amram Outers will be upset that the players got the manager out of trouble. David, I can't tell if that's hopeful or sad because none of that sounds good. Okay, so Wills is going. Right, Arsenal and Liverpool are throwing punches in the chat. Wills is telling Winnie, you guys, Liverpool, only scored 3 set-piece goals all season. So Jokers would equal your whole team.
We shouldn't have gone through the set-piece stuff.
This is going to spread like wildfire now. Everyone's going to be talking about this in 2 days, guaranteed. Right, okay. Did you say a score prediction for this?
I didn't.
You stop distracting me.
I think that this is actually going to be a really high-scoring game.
Me too. It's going to be mental.
Yeah, I think this is actually going to be a really high-scoring game. A 12:30 kickoff at Elland Road. I
think they're going to smash us at.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know? I think it could be like the Bournemouth game.
I think it's going to be a 3-2 for Leeds. And I think there's going to be a red card. Like, we're still missing. We have no players back, and we're not buying any players. And our manager doesn't know what he's doing. And he looks very sad. Did you see his press conference today?
Yeah.
The man just looks like, oh my God, when will this end? When will this nightmare be over? He looks like he wants it to be over. The fact that we've nobody back. Like, what do you call him? De Ligt had a tweak in his back, was going to be out for one match about a month and a half ago. Mount, we don't even know what's wrong with him. He was taken off as a precaution. He wasn't even injured. Maguire is the missing man. I think he had his leg amputated the amount of time he's been out. So I genuinely... I can't see any... I want Manchester United to win. I cannot see any result other than Leeds winning. There's going to be a red card somewhere.
Jay's got 1-1. Will's got 2-2. Behind the dugout's got 2-1 to Leeds.
You've skipped Guess as well. Guess is 3.
No,
Guess,
I'm trying to scroll up.
Right, let's go through the
3-2.
United fans. Guess is United, 3-2 Leeds, which is what I said. Marva's United says 2-1 Leeds. And what was it Dave said?
No,
he
right,
said
listen.
we're going to win, so let's not.
Okay.
You know. Right, you count them up. Oh, Jared also says Leeds are on an unbeaten in 6 Premier League games run. He's predicting 2-1 Leeds. Winnie is predicting 2-1 United. Go on, the Winnie. But Jay is saying a draw. Alanma is saying Man United to lose 2-1. Sachin is saying 4-3 Leeds. Ash. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, dagger incoming. Do you know what? Probably is the rate he's going.
I reckon it's going to be either a 3-2 to one team or a 2-2.
Well, the overwhelming votes there for a Leeds win.
The issue is,
United
I was going to say it's mainly from United. This is the problem: is I've realised this. Man United fans are so self-deprecating that they just pretend that they're so bad.
Our previous match, did you see the score of our match against Wolves? They should have beaten us too. Yeah, that just means everybody else is terrible. You should all be ashamed of your lives that we're above you, because we are terrible.
Well, exactly.
You should be highly embarrassed by that.
But look, right,
you've got
33 goals. Leeds, 33 goals they've conceded.
Yeah, look how many we've conceded.
I think this is actually going to be a high-scoring game.
It's going to be mental. I think 3-2. Put 3-2 Leeds. Put 3-2 Leeds. That's the majority.
I think Man United are going to win 3-2.
I hope you're right. Brentford.
I think Everton's going to win this game, actually. They looked a lot better than what I thought they would. They would in their last game that they won 2-0 at Nottingham Forest. Yeah, they looked a lot better than what I thought they were going to be.
Brentford have been good this season, though. Much better than we were giving them credit for.
No, true. Obviously, they had the 0-0 against Spurs yesterday.
My guess on this would be a draw, a score draw.
Could be.
Would be my guess.
We've got a lot of Everton wins.
Right. So behind the dugouts, 1-1. Sachin, Everton 2-1. Guess, Everton 2-1. Marv, Everton 3-1. Jay, Everton 2-1. Jared is going 1-0 Everton. Everyone's going Everton. Wills is going to draw with me in behind the dugouts, but he's going 0-0.
I would say 2-1 Everton as well.
Right, let's go 2-1 Everton because that was definitely unanimous.
Come on, Lou, what are you thinking?
Fulham, Liverpool. I thought a draw, I said.
Okay, yeah, but what?
I thought I probably would have went 1-1, 2-2. 1-1, 2-2. I think it would have been a score draw, but like that.
Okay, yeah.
It's a hard one, do you know?
Yeah, I can definitely see both teams scoring this game.
Right, Fulham and Liverpool.
Oh my God. Right, we've immediately got Fulham wins in the chat.
And behind the dugouts, you're Chelsea, aren't you? Behind the dugouts. Am I right there, or am I clubbing you? Bunny is Liverpool, and he's saying 3-0 Fulham. Jay is saying 1-0 Fulham. Marv is going 1-0 Liverpool. What do you reckon, Ash? I mean, I think we might have done a number on Liverpool after those stats we showed.
Fulham is not scoring in the last games. In the last 3 games, they've only scored 3 times. There've been 2 1-0s, and then the last game was against Palace, which was a 1-1. So they're only really scoring 1 goal at the moment. I still do think Liverpool's got something in them. I think Liverpool's going to win this 2-1. I don't think it's going to be loads. Okay. I'll say 2-1 just because Fulham is getting 1 goal.
Okay. What was the match where they scored like 4 of them?
What, you on about the Man City one?
Was that it? I genuinely couldn't remember. I'm watching so many matches, Ash. I like pieces of matches and I don't know which pieces fit together.
Fulham played Man City, where Man City was up, I think, 5-1, and then they kind of just like stopped playing, and then Fulham scored like 3 more absolute belters. Like Iwobi got an absolute long range. They were all absolute mental shots, to be fair. But yeah,
winning is a message for Yash.
Charity FC right now.
They gift goals to teams who haven't scored in a while. Right, let's go through these scores from the top. So Fulham, right, so behind the dugouts is saying 2-1 Fulham. Winnie is saying 3-0 Fulham. Jay is saying 1-0 Fulham. Marv 1-0 Liverpool. Will's a boring 1-0 Liverpool. Behind the dugouts would like to skip the Chelsea match prediction completely. Guess is saying 1-0 Liverpool. Alan is saying 2-1 Liverpool. Blah blah blah. Sachin says Fulham 2-1. Fulham look more progressive than Liverpool. 2-1 says Jared. 2-1 to Fulham says Rob.
Wow, there's actually more Fulham wins.
Yeah.
That surprises me, but okay.
Wow, okay. So let's go 2-1, because you reckon Fulham won't score a lot of goals. So if the chat reckon Fulham win and you reckon not a lot of goals, 2-1 seems legit.
Yeah.
Now, Ash. Newcastle, Crystal Palace. The clash of the titans. What do you think? Distress.
Look, we're very good at home. So we've got, in the next 7 games in total, 6 of them are at home.
Okay.
Which is quite crazy. We look a lot better at home, I will be honest.
Yeah.
So I do think we're going to win this. But we can't stop ourselves from conceding. So I'll probably say, I'm thinking 2-1 like Flossie is, but I'm going to be optimistic and say 3-1.
You've been a lot more optimistic than me, like for the United match. What I will say is I probably would go with 3-1 Newcastle as well, being honest with you, because I think Crystal Palace started so well and then they've just absolutely dropped off. And since the news has come out that Glasner is definitely leaving at the end of this season, the whole team and the results have completely fallen off a cliff. And I think it's massively impacting them. So let's see what the people say. Marv says 2-2 draw. Jay says 2-2 draw. Sachin says 2-0 Newcastle. Behind the dugout says 2-2 draw. Rob says 1-1 draw. Blossy says 2-1 to Newcastle. Guess is saying 2-0 to Newcastle. Wills is saying 3-1 to Newcastle. And Winnie is saying that he would like 6-0 Newcastle because he had just about enough of Palace. Palace, Marv has reminded us, which is a good reminder, Palace did just sign Johnson from Spurs. Will he be available to play in 2 days' time?
Oh,
if he's officially announced, probably.
Yeah.
That could make an impact. Great point. Great point, Marv.
Yeah, he I would imagine so. But yeah, the thing is, it's about whether they would want to put him in straight away, because obviously he won't really be integrated with the team. But I'd imagine he may come on as a sub.
I would say come on as a sub. Jared is saying the best home crowd, which is you guys, versus a dangerous attack on the road, which is Crystal Palace. So he reckons 3-2 Newcastle. And Alanma has gone by 1-1 draw. And behind the dugouts is saying he would need to be registered by end of play today. And he doesn't think he has. So he either might not be available. And if he is, it would only be as a sub at best. But going by behind the dugouts there, he might not even be available to pick. So I think, have we got more than... and Sam says his realistic result is 3-1 Newcastle, not the 6-0 that he predicted before. So we did have a lot of draws at the start. And then the Newcastle wins started to roll in. I think we've more Newcastle wins.
Yeah, I think there's definitely more Newcastle wins.
So I reckon we go with, because we did have a few draws, I reckon we go with the win because that's the majority, but maybe we go with a closer score. So maybe 2-1.
Yeah, that's fair. I said that was probably my issue. Is if it's a 2-1, I'm going to be shitting myself because we're probably going to score 2 goals in the first 10 minutes again, and then we're just going to have a KG
2-1 is a dangerous scoreline.
I don't know if you saw, actually, Eddie Howe had a press conference this morning, and I think it was Craig Hope asked him a question about because the performance against Burnley didn't look great, asked us if we had like a plan B, and Eddie Howe like kicked off at him. He had which to be fair, I like. He was showing a bit of character.
Feisty.
He was a bit feisty, which I like, but yeah, he wasn't happy about it because he started off the question.
To get annoyed about.
It's because basically with the Chronicle and stuff, they were asking sort of like fans to put in questions to ask to Eddie Howe. So it was sort of a fan question, and Eddie Howe was not happy about the way it was.
Flossie agrees with you.
Yeah, no, it's good to see.
A little bit of fight.
Yeah, no, I like it. He's been a bit quiet recently, so it's how when he's like that, we normally end up getting some results together.
Oh, good. Because it means he's probably like that in the dressing room then as well, or on the training pitch. Yeah.
I think this season has really not gone the way that it should have done, and we always kind of improve at the mid-season. Yeah. So yeah, I think we're going to start looking a lot better.
Good. Now, Spurs, Sunderland. I'm going to go early on this, because I think Sunderland are going to beat Spurs, and I think Romero is going to get sent off because the man is absolutely determined. So I am going. Streets, you're in time for the last 2 score predictions. Good chap yourself. Now, Tottenham, Sunderland.
It depends on the referee. I want to see who it is.
Actually, who is the referee? Excellent point, Dash. Excellent. See, upstairs for thinking, downstairs for dancing. Now, let's see. Spurs, Sunderland. Stuart Atwell, who has an average yellow card handout rate of 3.46 yellow cards per match. I reckon... Hey, Fushy Corner TV. Welcome. Oh, look, all the fun people are joining us for the last 2. We're going to have loads of votes for the last 2. And lads, don't forget to vote on the poll. Who is having the biggest crisis at the moment? Because honestly, it doesn't make for good reading for my team. But also, right, Spurs, Sunderland, get your scores in. I saw some scores, but I was looking at Stuart Atwell. Ash, did you give me a prediction yet? At all? Man, butt in and speak over me. Don't wait for me to take breath. I don't breathe. Look at the thought going on. This is why I do all the talking. Ash is too deep in thought.
I just don't want to say Sunderland wins a game.
Well, you might just have to. So basically, you think Sunderland win, but you don't want to say it out loud. Excellent stuff. So we both think Sunderland. Now, let's go.
I'm unsure. The thing is, this is why I'm unsure at, because Spurs are just shit. Spurs is shit at home.
If Richarlison can find a way to be onside, they might score some goals, but he doesn't seem to understand the line.
I reckon it could be a draw. To be honest, I'll say 1-1.
Sure. Okay, so we're going with some realistic score predictions now. Marv has said 2-0 Sunderland. Behind the dugout says 1-0 Sunderland. Guess is saying 2-1 Spurs. Kate will be happy. Footy Corner TV is saying 2-1 Sunderland. Jay is saying 2-1 Sunderland. Streets is saying 2-1 Sunderland. I feel like we might be going 2-1 Sunderland. Jared is saying Sunderland have a far more composed defence than Spurs. 2-0 Black Caps. Would like to see Granit Xhaka and Mukiele score. Mukiele is that defender that everybody's been raving about this week in my fantasy Premier League. Is there anyone? Rob Always United says 3-1 Sunderland. Sachin says 1-0 Sunderland. Will says 2-0 Sunderland. Ash.
I wish Sunderland. I wish Kate and Jimbo were here. I would love to know what they thought.
Actually, do you know what? I must look. I watched a bit of the stream earlier, but I must catch up on it because I had customers and I didn't catch everything. So I must have a look.
Well, Footy Corner says the keeper will score. Is that in his own goal?
I mean, maybe. Maybe. It wouldn't be the first own goal. Manchester City, Chelsea. Now,
spicy game.
Before, I would have said Manchester City. But if Sunderland, recently, I don't know if I've mentioned this bit, recently promoted Sunderland, who are missing 7 players, managed to draw Manchester City, then surely world champions, almost in a title race, Chelsea, should be able to do something. No?
No.
It was worth a try.
No, I think City's going to win this comfortably.
Sorry. We're going to come back. Streets, who missed the first set of predictions, is not pleased with 3-2 leads. Streets, I would just like to point out, we had 2 people that said United to win. One of them was Ash. So
I said United to
win. We're not feeling positive. So we'll put it as 3. You're still drastically outnumbered. Oh, great. Wills is in. Kate went 2-1 Sunderland. So Ash, Kate wasn't going to help you. You're out of here.
Nearly everyone. That's crazy. I mean, fair play. I mean, Tottenham is absolutely shocking at home.
With Maresca being gone, it's going to be the under-21s coach playing Pep.
Yeah.
Do you know what, though? I think sometimes, I don't think it's going to be the case here because I think a lot of the players actually did like Maresca and felt that he had their back. But I do feel like sometimes when a coach leaves, and we've seen this at United, if the coach is unanimously sort of disliked by the team, then it can bring a togetherness and you can actually do better. And some of them, if they've come through the youth setup, might already know this coach and there's the bit of nostalgia and they know him from their younger years and, you know, they'll fight for him and it brings a bit of togetherness. I don't think that's going to be the case with Chelsea because I think the camp seems quite split and quite a lot of the players actually seem to really like Maresca and I think won't be happy about this decision. And I think they might be a bit put out because they felt maybe they were starting to build something, at least a relationship with a manager was there for longer than half a season. So I think it could actually really deflate the team. I don't think they're going to get a bounce. I think they're actually just going to completely deflate. I think Manchester City are going to demolish them.
At the end of the day, if I was a player in this team, the way the Maresca situation happened, I would actually feel slightly worried about where I am, because I'm thinking what the owners actually want. They want to sign players. They want to choose a lot of this stuff. It's not really up to the manager. They're kind of doing it as if like they're basically Brighton 2.0. They're buying players young to sell them on. It's an interesting business model that doesn't work for winning titles.
No.
Not yet shown anyway. So yeah, at the end of the day, Maresca wanted to go out and buy different players that the owners didn't want. So as a player, you're probably not going to like that. You're not going to like the owners. You're not going to be happy with any of this situation. So they're probably going to be incredibly deflated. Yeah, I think City's going to win like 3-1.
I was thinking 3-1. We're in sync on this one. Okay, so guest said City
just like Chelsea will be. Chelsea's going to be in the think.
Guest said City 2-1. Street said City 2-0. Rob said City 3-2. Jay said City 3-1. Streets corrected me by saying world chumps. Marv, City will play to save pride and hammer Chelsea with no manager. Sachin obviously made the comment about the under-21s coach. Winnie says, oh, he's back in Spurs. He was saying Spurs 3-1. He's late to the party.
3-1.
Behind the dugouts is a Chelsea fan. Regular in the chat, big contributor, always here, and has predicted 2-1 City, and it hurts. I feel you, friend. I feel you. Let me see. What else have we got? Sachin saying Chelsea could have done something with Maresca, but are kind of bad without him, not going to lie. So that sounds like a City win prediction to me. Streets is saying Maresca betrayed. It's not even Easter and there is betrayal. Wills is saying 2-2. Come on, Chelsea, do us a favour, because obviously Wills wants to expand the gap at the top of the league. Footy Corner TV is saying 2-2. Winnie says 2-1 City. Alanma is saying 2-0 City. Sachin is saying 3-0 City. I think it's unanimous for City.
Yeah. So what are we saying? 3-1 or 2-1?
3-1. Because I think Haaland had an off day the other day and he's going to be back on fire. Where did we go?
You put down to 8. Hey, you put it. I don't think you're going to lose. I don't think you're going to.
Oh my goodness me. Everton in 6. Lads, we've done something really wrong.
That's
really
crazy.
wrong. What did we do with Everton? Who were they playing? Everton, Brentford. Maybe Brentford. I reckon to draw for that one. Hopefully you're wrong and I'm wrong on the United one. That was that. If this is right, if we get any of these right, that would be a weird looking table. So Streets, this is the table. If those predictions that we put in actually happen, this is what the table would look like afterwards. This would be weird. I don't like our predictions this week.
If it was this way,
so United win.
You'd be 4th.
Lads, we have got to beat them. We have to beat Leeds. If we didn't need to beat them before, we need this. Look at the difference, right? A win or a loss, and we go from 4th to 8th. That's insanity. And you've put, if it was a draw for Everton, that
go down to 10th. And we go to 9th instead of 10th.
That goes to show you how close.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Just the margins. And as Street says there, even if that was the case, we would still be 9 points off Villa. It's a 3-horse race. Nobody else is even getting close to that.
Yeah.
It's now a 3-horse race. And whoever falls off, falls off. But that's it. That is the top 3. And now it's a battle for 4th and 5th. Essentially.
I think the only way Villa's gonna be keeping up making it a 3-horse race is if they go out into January and get some sign-ins, which they should have money because they didn't sign anyone really in the last transfer window. So they only sold players, like they sold us buddy Jacob Ramsey, and he hasn't really hit the ground running.
Spurs would go down into 14th based on those predictions. What, go down to the bottom? Let us have a wee look. Wolverhampton Wanderers.
I was going to say,
Maybe.
did we need to scroll all the way to the bottom?
Oh, but look, they would go to 4 points instead of 3, bless them. But the bottom 3 would remain unchanged. Actually, the bottom 4 would remain 5.
I just find it
Leeds
so
are there.
funny how they're the only team, if they win a game, they will double their points in game week 20. That sounds crazy.
I hope they win. Who are they playing again? Ash. This is why I can't remember anything. We've literally just done this and I forget already.
West Ham.
I think they beat West Ham, you know. Double your points. Do it.
We'll treat them. We'll treat them to the first win of the season.
Woo! Go team. Right, lads. Thank you all very, very much for joining myself and Ash yet again for another stream of absolute madness and mayhem. I'm sure I'll be speaking to you all very, very soon. Now I have my lovely setup. I can go live more and more often. Thank you very much to Ash for joining me and for tolerating my nonsense, because I did speak extra tonight, which is hard to believe, but I did. Spread the word about Liverpool and their set piece weakness, because that is not being spoken about enough. They were absolutely dreadful. Streets, rewind and watch the section we did on Liverpool. They have scored 3 set piece goals this season and conceded 12. They have conceded their number 1 in set piece goals without penalties conceded in top 5 European leagues. Spread the word, people. Have a lovely evening. We'll talk to you all very soon. If you haven't smashed the like button, please do smash that. The final thing I want to do is close the poll so we get the results. And the final result is, it's disappeared on me. Where'd it go? Oh, hold on, I can see it here. So the final result is, which club is in the biggest crisis? Liverpool, 17%, United, 41%, Chelsea, 34%, other, 7%. So, as per bloody usual, 41%, Manchester United are still the biggest crisis in the Premier League. On that note, lads, have a good one.